Tonight in Colorado Brew Talk, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be trying some grain teas.
Instead of beer, of course. Yeah.
Well, we'll have a little bit of that
beer too. Yeah. So if you're new to the podcast or if you like us, go ahead, hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe and that weird annoying bell that'll let you know whenever a new video comes up. Go ahead, hit that. We have a special guest tonight. We've got Chris.
Hello. Thank you for having me. They told me I was supposed to explain why you would even want to do these grain teas instead of drinking beer. And so what we've done is we've got 3 different types of grain, and they were steeped. And what this is going to do is it's going to let us know what these different grains taste like. Whenever I'm brewing a beer, I always just grab some grain from the bucket and taste it before I measure it out, because you want to know what you're dealing with. But I think this is going to give us a little bit more of an idea of what it's going to taste like in the final product. And especially when you're building a recipe, you can think about what are the aspects that you want the final product to look like, and then choose grains according to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of learn your grains and know the difference between them, what they bring. Yeah. Yeah, the eaten grains when you're going through your ingredients is a great idea, but not the acid malt. And some of the harder roast ones, they're hard on your teeth, so take it easy on those. So tonight the grains we have are Maris Otter, Briess Pale 2-row, and then we've got Pilsner. Who's Pilsner? Rahr Pilsner.
Rahr, yeah. I thought it was German, but Rahr. I always think Rahr is German.
It's German family.
It's not.
German
family.
German family from.
I was surprised by that because when I went and looked up their description of it, it said American malt. I was like, what?
What? Are you kidding with that name?
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm one to talk.
So in between grains, we're drinking actual beers. I brought Avery's Elle's Brown. Great brown. Try it.
But this be a good kind of palate cleanser a little bit for kind of...
Since it has a lot of pale ale, pale malt in it.
Yeah.
So where are we starting?
So, I say we start with the pills.
The pills.
Yeah, right to left. Yeah.
Actually, I'm surprised how sweet it is. Because I was figuring since we steeped it at 179, that would have denatured any enzyme that would convert starches over. So, I didn't expect it to be sweet at all.
It's sweet at all, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, we looked up some of the characteristics of all these different grains, and the pills, let's see, it's the top one, right? The Pale Malt, yeah.
Second one.
The second one?
Yeah.
Oh, Pilsner. Pilsner instead of pills. Yeah, okay. Light color, neutral flavor, low protein content. Makes an excellent choice for brewing clear, lean-tasting lagers.
Now, I don't know about you, but my rule now, since my first attempt at my Czech pale lager, is that if it's got Pilsner in it, it means it's a 90-minute boil.
That's interesting. I think most modern experimentation would tell you that a 90-minute boil is probably not necessary anymore.
So I should bring you some of my Czech
pale
lager.
What I've heard is that the modern malts have enough enzymes in there
to convert it right away.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the boil is supposed to be getting rid of the compounds that leads to DMS.
SMM, yeah, exactly. Boiling that off.
Yeah, that pale lager tasted like a canned corn truck ran into a butter truck. So, yeah.
That tortilla factory beer?
Exactly, yeah.
That was the corn tortilla?
Yeah, we're talking about marketing a beer with as many faults as we could possibly have and how we could name it. Yep.
We got the Band-Aid flavors.
Although I feel like this has a little bit of a corn kind of a flavor to it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely, I don't have too much jumping out. It is pretty neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not really getting the corn. And I don't know what I expected, but this is just like eating cereal. It's like, it's green. So I think I might have to try some of the other ones before I really come to a conclusion.
Well, I think the corn I get from it is more like the finish. It's what it leaves on your tongue.
Yeah. And I think also, too, out of these 3 base malts that we have, this is probably going to be the least roasted, the lowest temperature in the kilning process.
Yeah,
And
probably
so
is the lowest level bond. Yeah.
It's got more of those kind of grainy flavors versus the more roasty flavors. Yeah.
So our Briess Pale Malt, moving on to that one, this one's supposed to have rich malt flavor, hints of biscuit, and nut-like flavors as well. I'm glad I brought this beer out. I mean, it tastes just like the grain when you eat it.
Yeah. I think comparing the two also, like for this, I feel like I get a much richer flavor.
Yep.
It's kind of more full bodied.
Yeah,
especially in the middle. It's got more heft to it.
Mm-hmm. And speaking to what you were talking about before, I definitely get where it's a little bit roasted longer because it's getting that body, but it's
it does have kind of a roasty,
just a little bit.
I could see the nut-like flavor.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
I'm curious to do some of the crystals too.
Yeah, I'm glad we're doing the base malts, but I think some of the other varieties would be a lot more interesting to probably get a lot more variety there.
Yeah, and I think especially too because of the different types of reactions that are happening at different temperatures.
Yeah.
The way that changes, even though you're starting from the same baseline. It's really
It changes the wort. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you throw all the acid in with the hops, and then the yeast have its way with it. So.
I was referring to the crystal, like the idea.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
Comparing different
gotcha.
crystals,
Okay. Yeah.
different.
You mean the
different
chemical reactions when you're roasting?
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
Gotcha. Oh, I thought there'd be more to say about them, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm glad I'm trying them.
Yeah, no, I am too. Yeah, I thought there'd be a little bit more discussion topics, but yeah, it's just like, that's
it tastes like grain. Yeah.
It's
but wetter.
but
When I think that speaks to that this process of comparing the three, it's not going to give you any big revelations, but it's kind of thinking about those tools in your toolbox that as you're building a recipe or building a beer or even reading a recipe, you were talking about like a recipe for Elle's Brown or something that, you can look at that and say like, oh, they chose to do this and this. What are those choices? How does that contribute to the final product?
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of time myself, if I taste something alone just by itself, a lot of times that helps me pick it out later. So, maybe it'll help me pick out those characteristics in the beers.
yeah. Well, that and I know you read a lot of these descriptions, and you biscuit flavor. I don't,
Well, then is that an American biscuit or an English
Yeah.
biscuit?
Exactly right. Yeah,
It's a different word.
And they're like, well, the biscuits that I've had, are you
tastes
talking
nothing
about
like
Southern biscuits?
I made
molasses
biscuits
on
and
them?
gravy this week. It tastes nothing like that.
Exactly. It's like I don't understand what you're saying. So I was hoping to kind of get some of that, and I think with the pale malt, I think maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like I get a lot of nuttiness out of Maris Otter.
Oh yeah.
Like almost like a cashew kind of.
So you moved on, and I actually just had a sip,
sorry.
and I was thinking that. So yeah, the last one was Maris Otter. It says it produces an orange-tinged golden wort with a unique, rich, slightly nutty flavor. And yeah, I agree. It had a lot of a nut flavor to me.
It is okay.
Not a strong nut flavor, but
No.
that's what I picked up from it.
Although it is less grainy, right? Because the pills you drink, and it's just like I said, it's like eating a bowl of cornflakes.
Yeah.
It's very grainy, and this is not that overpoweringly green.
Yeah.
Well, even though, like I said, it has a nut flavor, it's a different kind of a nut flavor than the pale malt.
I wonder too, another variable at play here is how much sugar got created in this process. Because I'm assuming we didn't take any gravity readings of the tea.
No.
Because that would be interesting, the way that sugar, affects how you perceive the flavor.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that rolls into too, like when you're talking about a finished beer, how much residual sugar is left is really going to affect the way it
you
tastes.
interpret it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I was kind of thinking that by denaturing the enzymes, we won't have any sugar. But I mean, there's sugar in the grain already. It's just that the enzymes break the starches down to more sugar.
Yeah, and also too, like when it ramps up, it's a curve. So there's a period of time where it's going. And I think about it kind of like oven spring when you're making bread. Like it's rising at room temperature, but then when you put it in the oven, it rises very quickly, and you get a quick hit of those enzymes. So those enzymes were really active for a very short period of time until they died. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that was educational. Like I said, I'd be interested to try some more grains. I think I wouldn't mind doing it.
Yeah.
Now, if this was interesting, let us know. If you're bored out of your mind, let us know too. Maybe won't do them or make them shorter.
Yeah. Yeah. I could definitely see doing this off camera and then just kind of have a synopsis. Hey, this is what we did.
Yeah.
This is what we think.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And I think too, like the caramel malt, you'll see much more significant differences. I think these are all base malts that, Lovabond, it's less than 10 different.
Yeah,
it's not huge differences in the.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're saying is this is the boring one. We should persevere.
I prefer the term subtle and nuanced.
This is the subtle and nuanced tasting.
Yeah.
And we should persevere, and the others will be very entertaining.
Settling and nuancing me to death.
It'd be interesting, tasting how similar these are. It would be interesting to make a beer that's exactly the same, but just uses
I agree,
yeast.
yeah.
And in the end product, after you throw in the yeast and the hops, can you still detect the differences, or how much of a difference are you actually talking about?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Although it only took me 30 minutes to make all three of these. So.
That's true.
Yeah, instead of all afternoon.
Yeah, instead of 3 to 5 hours each batch. Well, you can't use extract because we're doing the grain.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, yeah.
So, I don't know. I just, even after this, I could definitely see where, because I've heard people having a preference I really like Maris Otter.
Oh, yeah, there's people that are crazy about Maris Otter.
And I was like, okay, it's grain, whatever, but I can see why. Now, if they're looking for kind of a richer, richer kind of flavor profile. Yeah,
well, then it kind of adds to the complexity. Any little grains you put in there, gives a little complex layer.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, sweet.
I think another thing too that to always remember, and this is why I eat it. We were talking about how Rahr. We thought it was from Germany, but it's a German named company in America. But that it's an agricultural product, and so the malt from Canada is going to be different than the U.S. than Germany, and then even year over year, the differences of the product, and that's But again, those are going to be subtle, nuanced differences, typically, not big, crazy differences.
Yeah. Nice. So we actually got a twofer as far as filming. We're going to be doing a hop tea episode that we'll actually put on the channel later on, down the road. So if you're wondering why we're wearing the same clothes in the next video, that's why.
Not doing a costume change.
Yeah. I'm going to go get hair and makeup.
Makeup!
I wish I had.
So I think that covers it. We good?
Yeah.
Okay, well, till next time, cheers.
I drank all my beer. Thanks for watching our video. Check out our website at coloradobrewtalk.com for more great content.
While you're there, be sure to leave us a comment or drop us a line with your thoughts.
You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter at CO Brew Talk, or follow the links below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future content.
Or episodes, as the case may be.